Alright, so I did a couple outdoorsy things recently, and I wanted to talk about it, because everything else is taking so long to finish. Hopefully, this isn't cringe. Okay, so first up, kayaking and fishing. And to anybody where this is like a norm year-round, look, I've spent most of my life behind one screen or another, and for me to make a video talking about how much of a great time I had basically touching grass, that's very special to me, so bear with me for a second. Because fishing, yes, I have done that before and I really enjoyed it, but kayaking, alright, honest to God, I used to think it was the thing ever. But actually doing it for the first time, it was mostly a calm creek with a little bit of chaos here and there. Really fun though. It's scary because, I can swim, but I haven't swam in like anything deeper than 5 feet, and I don't even know how long. And some of those terms were pretty damn tight. Oh, that's what she said. But fun, it was fun. It was actually like extremely relaxing. And to make it even more magical, before we hopped on, we saw 2 bald eagles swoop overhead of me and my friend, and I was like, holy shit, a bald eagle! And my buddy was like, dude, you gotta chill, you're gonna scare the fish. But it was like a major poggers moment, because like I've never seen wild bald eagles before. Like I've seen them in the zoo, but never like, just going out and be like, oh my god, they're right there. This is the American mascot. Almost had half the nerve to sign back up into the military again after seeing that. Land of the free, bitch, look at them birds. It was very pretty. They moved too fast for me to take a picture, but that one's staying right up here in the memory vault. I was absolutely giddy. But anyways, we went out for a while, floated down creek, we caught 2 carp, which, as big as they were, was honestly not a great haul. There were dozens of these guys out there, and like an hour of that time was me just getting a handle on how to cast a rod again. It'd been like, I don't know, pre-COVID before I really fished, so it was kind of a rough start for me. But most of these photos I actually took myself, so I didn't take as many as I wanted to because, we were over the water most of the time and I was scared of dropping my phone. But that was just the first outing. And I wanted to talk about how that made me feel, because it was quite special. And I don't mean to get too personal, but I really wanted to share this moment because, it's almost going to be a year since I've been uploading, I think, if we're counting those early cringy gaming videos I did. Fuck, I forgot that move. Whoa, yeah, baby. Oh. It's embarrassing, but I'm not taking them down though. I love laughing at myself. You guys should totally check those out. So most of everything I've been covering at this point has been, things I love and still really do enjoy. Movies, games, shows, anime, all that good stuff. And the last thing that I really ever thought I'd be into was anything that wasn't, inside my little hobbit hole of an apartment. And anything that I had done up to that point that was out in nature was more or less kind of forced, or felt like it was, school field trips, family vacations, youth group outings back when I was in church. All that kind of stuff was, more or less under someone else's influence or even just peer pressure. And for most of my life, that's never really been something that I've sought to enjoy for myself, or even by myself. And a couple weeks ago, that one instance where, yes, I was invited to do those things, and it was with someone that I hadn't really talked to in almost 2 years, give or take. I initially didn't really want to go. I thought, hell no, that just sounds like a miserable time. It's gonna be super awkward. I'm terrible at keeping up with people. I bet this is just gonna be like the worst time ever. I just said, fuck it. Wasn't really sure why I agreed, and I still don't, but I'm really glad I did. Because that was the first time in my life where I genuinely enjoyed being in nature. I barely had access to my phone, no music, just me and my buddy fishing, talking, having a great time. I've never experienced that before, not like in the outdoors at least. And again, stick with me, it was the first time where I was genuinely kind of happy to be alive. Happy that despite all the shit that life's thrown my way up until that point, I was glad that somehow, through the midst of all that crap, that I could experience that moment in that day with my buddy, just existing, just fishing, just talking, just floating downstream. It's a day I'm never gonna forget, one that might potentially never really happen again, you never know, but I had it, and it's mine, ours, and it was also the first time where I really felt that saying that, everyone tells you when you're going through crap, it's gonna be fine. You just gotta keep going. The lows don't stay that way forever. All of that, but that actually rang true for me that day. And it's interesting because I wonder if anyone else might be feeling this way, where that moment that other people talk about, it's just set in stone to be when, I don't know, you get your dream job, winning the lottery, finding that special someone, and never having to worry about money or getting that dream house, whatever it is. But it happened to me, at least, in a simple little random outing with an old friend, just fishing, and just vibing, really. And I mean, hell, if that isn't motivational for me, I don't know what is. And it's funny, because it kind of made me think of that, the scene in Attack on Titan, in Season 4, where, the scene where Armin and Zeke are talking about how they would have just simply been happy running up the hill with their friends, or playing baseball. It felt like one of those moments to me, and it's a similar, I'm getting to that point, but it's a similar concept of feeling where, both of them had these big ideas they thought that if they achieved that would be the moment where they could finally be at peace, or be happy, or whatever it is, the betterment of humanity, whether it be the euthanization plan, sorry, spoilers, it's been out for a while, you guys need to catch up, the euthanization plan, or just getting rid of Titans altogether. Like, that was their big goal, but it wasn't until it was basically too late, and Eren did everything that he did, that they just would have been happier in that little moment, doing that forever. And for me, that was fishing with my friend. I could have that moment forever. But I can only speak for myself, and I'll also say that it really shifted my perspective for goals in my life, where it's not simply set in monetary or personal gain. Those things aren't bad. I think, those should always be an incentive to keep pushing harder at your job or hobby. But to me, looking back, I can see how restrictive those outlooks were for me at the time. They're still there, but the range at which I'm looking towards the future, hopes, dreams, ambitions, are brought into a much wider and honestly much more forgiving scale. Alright, I'm gonna stop preaching for a bit, but that's basically the crux of this video. I just wanted to relay that information, or revelation, whatever, to anybody willing to listen, because it's really helped me tremendously. Okay, so not long after that, not on my own, but with another friend, we decided to go ahead and give hiking a shot. Now, I've done hiking before, but never in a recreational sense, not really, and we went up in the Smoky Mountains too, which I've never been, and it's embarrassing, but I didn't even know that the Smokies were in my state to begin with, and I was very shocked. Oh my god. But anyways, me and my friend, we were not at all well equipped for this, because the trail that we planned to take was not going to be that difficult, like barely 3 miles forward and back. It was supposed to be a quick and simple thing, but long story short, we basically took the wrong turns and ended up going on one of the hardest trails out there, and we had no idea. It was mostly all uphill that just progressively kept getting steeper and steeper. Like, imagine a treadmill where you're starting off as a 3. You do that for about like an hour or two, and it's like, okay, that's not too bad. And then it started going to like a 5. And then a 7, and then I swear to God, by the time we were ready to turn around, it felt like an 8 or 9, and it just kept going, and I think from what we were told, it like goes up that way for like 8 miles, somewhat, give or take, and we're like, oh my God, no, I can't do this. I'm tapping out. But like, so what happened is we stopped someone on the same trail. This is an old guy too. It was kind of embarrassing. We asked where we were, and that's how we found out we were like not at all on the trail we were supposed to be on. It's funny now, but trust me and my friend were anything but laughing about it. But now I do, though. I think it's fucking hilarious. But we made decent ground, honestly. And after we turned around, that's when the pain and wear started to take that toll, and we finally started to take in the scenery more and enjoy being out there. And that was another lesson right there, that there was a point where, like, even when we knew that we were on the wrong path, and we knew how long it was, we still tried to keep pushing. Like, it was this, I don't know what the fuck it is, like this unwillingness to give up kind of thing. We're just like, we gotta do this, but like, we weren't enjoying the scenery. We were doing it more for just like a challenge run, and then, that totally defeated the purpose while we were out there. We wanted to enjoy what we were looking at. It's like taking the scenery. It wasn't supposed to be a death march. No more of those. It was supposed to be for fun. But when we came back, that's when we finally did, and that was a nice little lesson in itself, kind of, I guess, is it learning how to give up? I don't think it's that. I'm not giving up. I'm going back to that trail. Once I train enough, get used to the altitude, because that was another big thing, like the steepness of it and like the elevation change. It felt like you were breathing in a milkshake, just the oxygen just felt so thick. You gotta train for that shit, and I had no idea. I don't know, it's just like, no, you could just do it, just gotta power through it. So, no, we can't do that. Anyways, I took some of these pictures you're seeing now, and probably spent like a good hour by this creek here, just like taking in the sounds of the water. Just watch this. It's so heavenly. But just to round it up, one last story. Finally, earlier this week, this past Monday, Redemption Arc. This time almost twice the distance. It was definitely no pushover of a trail. A 5-mile loop over in Cloudland Canyon Park. Let's try saying that 5 times fast. Cloudland. I've messed up the first time. Cloudland Canyon. Anyways, higher altitude, lots of winding paths with a lot of tree roots and rocks sticking out on the path, but we did it. We did the whole thing. And there's not really much of a story here besides the scenery, but you know, that's all right by my book. It went smooth, exhausting, but with the scenery, it totally makes up for it. We were actually able to enjoy the process, you know, going from like the beginning trail was like a mile, and then like we went all the way to the halfway. We stopped at every scenery outlook that we could, and like just look at these pictures, man. They're so pretty. It could have, if it wasn't as cold and rainy as it was, probably would have been there for like a good couple extra hours, because it's just hypnotizing to watch trees like move with the wind. I don't know if anybody understands what I'm saying, and it's kind of like, I don't know, there's another thing that happens when you're up there or like hiking. It's like this natural kind of high, you know. It's like, imagine being on like weed, but just obviously more mellow, but it's like more relaxing. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know, I guess weed affects everybody differently. You know, sometimes it gets me a little more paranoid, but like when I'm out there, I'm always calm. It's always relaxing. I don't miss, you know, I would think I'd miss music, but I don't. Like, I just love just hearing everything, just the natural sounds, minus the occasional hiker passing us by. But it's just absolutely amazing. Like, I keep saying that, but it's true. There's no other word to describe it. It's breathtaking, really. It's honestly a great way to decompress after a work week. I like to do it before I start my work weeks. You know, it's my first day, you know, starting again. I'm always like just absolutely calm. Nothing can faze me. You know, even if it's a shitty day, I'm just so like calm and just ready to, you know, just getting through it, man. What is it gonna do about it? It's kind of like being high in a way, but just like a natural one. It helps. And it's funny too, because I made a joke about like earlier with the family friend I was seeing. He was in a bit of a bad mood, and like jokingly, I was like, "Why don't you take a hike?" You know, like being funny. But then it like got me thinking like, oh, maybe that's where that phrase really like comes from, what it means. You know, usually you say that when you're telling someone to like, you know, fuck off, but maybe it's more like a genuine phrase. Because for me now, I know that whatever, you know, crap is gonna come my way, I know exactly what I need to do. I'm just gonna take a hike. All right, so that's it for now. Originally, I wanted to do a whole update video explaining myself and why I haven't uploaded anything relatively consistently, and then I was just like, fuck it, I just really wanted to talk about how great of a time I've been having out here. I guess this is like a vlog post or something. I might do this again, I don't know. If anything super interesting happens out there, I might talk about it. It's been very therapeutic for me to go on these hikes and little trips. I'm trying to schedule them out for like once or twice a week. Basically, this is just becoming a platform to express myself. I don't even know what this is anymore. Whether it's this, reviews, animation, whatever, I don't care anymore. If you're subbing for one specific piece of content, you're probably not going to get that thing too consistently, like at all. Not unless I really feel like I have something to say. Oh god, it felt good to say. Alright, just, you guys do what you like. The only thing I'm going to tell you to do is just to keep going, you know. You never know where that moment for being thankful to making it through to the other side of whatever you're going through is going to come from. At least for me, right now, it's been from, like, the fresh air of the outdoors. Alright, but enough of that crap. It's too schmaltzy. And if you want to see more photos from my trips, just head on over and follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting most of my outing stuff on there too. But thank you, and you guys take care.